I'm Karen Daniel from YSA, here to help you think about planning your prep project for the September 11th National Day of Service and Remembrance. I'll be referring to the toolkit that YSA and our partners Save the Children have prepared for you, which you can download at www.ysa.org/911day. If you turn to page 22 of the toolkit, you'll see helpful resources to help you plan your project. In addition to these resources, I also encourage you to download YSA's Youth Changing the World guide, which you can find at ysa.org/resources, which builds on these ideas to give you a whole lot more information about planning effective service projects. If you turn to page 23, you will see a list of ideas for your prep project, things that you might want to use as is or build on and adapt for your effective community youth-led project. On page 24 and 25, you will see YSA's suggestions for teams to help you structure your volunteers for effective work. We know that there are several areas that are always important to planning effective projects. Things like building partnerships, gathering resources, telling your story, working with volunteers, and organizing event logistics. These are areas which are often more fun and easier to do when teams are working together. We've given you space to list important to-dos, and you should also think about timelines for when it's important to have these things done. On page 26, you will see suggestions for how you can build partnerships to maximize the effectiveness of your project. We know that it's important to work with organizations and partners to help you reach new audiences and have additional resources for effective work. We encourage you to think about who you should reach out to. You'll want to think about passionate, engaging people that are interested in the issue of disaster preparation, experts in the field, and others that might have access to resources that you need. We give you suggestions for how you can contact those partners, how you can make your pitch for encouraging them to be involved with you, how you can think about goals and expectations for the partnership, key responsibility areas, logistics and tasks that each partner will do, supervision and liability, how to make sure each partner is adding most effectively to your project, reflection ideas for how the partnership is going, and demonstration ideas for how you can celebrate your partnership's success. On page 27, you'll see ideas for recruiting and working with volunteers. You'll want to think about your goals. How many volunteers will you need, both before, during, and after your project? Think about if you need skilled volunteers that bring a particular skill to your project. And think about how you can support volunteers to make their experience as effective as possible. On page 28, you'll see more tips for working with volunteers, including planning for volunteers, recruiting volunteers, managing volunteers, and recognizing volunteers for their effort. Again, spending some time thinking about effective ways to work with volunteers will ensure that your volunteers have a positive experience and are eager to work with you again on future projects. Finally, on page 29, you'll see a page to help you think about and plan for important event logistics. We know that the more detailed you are and the more thought out your logistics will be, the smoother your project will go. Things like scheduling, equipment and supplies, facilities, speakers and entertainment, food and beverages, transportation, signs, a plan for bad weather, safety and security, and photos and videos are all areas that it's important to plan for and plan ahead as you think about a successful project.